everyone. Well, today for science, we're just going to review for the chapter 7 assessment, our test. Before we left for spring break, I reviewed lesson 1, lesson 2, and lesson 3 of chapter 7, and we did a lesson review as well. I told students to take it home to study over spring break, and after spring break, we were going to study some more so we can take the chapter 7 test. So, what we're going to do today is go over that review. We're going to go over lesson 1, and Tuesday we'll review lesson 2, and Wednesday lesson 3, and then on Thursday, we will take our assessment. I will give you your test, and parents, if you can monitor so the students take the test on their own and no help whatsoever, just have them answer the questions and submit Thursday their assessment for Chapter 7 test. So let's go ahead and talk about lesson number 1. So as if you have your lesson review with you, if you don't, go ahead and use this time right now and take out your lesson. If you already have it completed, excellent. You have already everything ready to go, so you can go ahead and just submit your answers through Shobi. I do want you to go through Shobi and go over the whole lesson, go and fill it in. Because you see, with Shobi, we're able to go ahead and submit the answers instantly. So Shobi is really a great help for us teachers, so we can get the answers and we can go ahead and get that going. So take out that lesson review, the lesson that we did for chapter 7, and I do want us to start with lesson number 1 on chapter 7 review. And if you don't have it, don't worry, because I'm going to upload picture of lesson 1 for today, and the pictures go ahead and it's going to show you all the lessons and the things that the kids need to practice on. And so lesson 1 of the chapter, I'll also take some pictures so the kids can have their lesson as well with them. And so let's talk about lesson 1 is going to be for this chapter 7 review. At the same time, parents, I will be sending out the answer keys so you can also have your answers with you and you're prepared with all that as well. So for chapter 7, the very first form is titled, Where Are Water and Land Found on Earth? So we're talking about the earth, we're talking about water and the land, and matching. This is match the definition with the correct term. So I'm going to give you this lesson review, this review of a lesson that the kids have done, lesson 1. And the first one says, large body of salt water around the earth. So you're going to look at this lesson 1 review and you're going to fill in the answers. Is it A, a trench, B, glacier, C, ocean, D, is it a geyser, E, continent, or F, river system? So you're going to go back to your chapter and the lesson, chapter 7, lesson 1, and you're going to look for this answers through reading the lesson, chapter 1. If for anything you cannot find the answer, parents, I will send you the answer key so you can review this lesson with your son today, or son or daughter, right? So you can go ahead and be prepared for this test that's coming up on Thursday. So as I was saying, for the first lesson, we are going to be talking about water. So go ahead and read this chapter with your son or daughter, or if they would like to read it independently, they can go ahead and read it. I do want them to review. We have read this and studied in class, but I do want them to use this time, to review and to practice for their test. I do wanted to extend that testing time, just so the kids can be successful in their grade, and they can feel confident that they're passing their science assessments as well. One thing that I do want you to focus on also is the vocabulary words. The science vocabulary words do help the students with passing their tests. So I had some parents question and ask me, well, how can we study? What do you suggest? I want them to read the chapter, but at the same time, the key terms, the vocabulary words, the vocabulary and understanding, like the visuals that are in the chapter as well. Go back to the first lesson in chapter 7, and go over those little bold highlighted words. They're highlighted and they're bold for a reason, because they're very important. That means that lesson or those words are going to be tested, or we're going to use those in the next chapters that we're learning. Something that I want them to really look. And for Earth and Space and Science review is what's around us. And this unit that we're introducing the students is going to be for the next chapter 7, 8, and 9. You guys are going to talk about the Earth's surface, but also weather. We're going to continue learning about the weather. That's what's coming up in chapter 8. After we're done with this test, those are going to be our lessons for chapter 7. So one thing I do want to touch about and talk about in chapter 7 is the big idea. What is it all about, this earth science? God created earth. Can you say that with me? God created earth. He made the earth and everything it is made of for our care and benefit. He made it so we can have, beautiful earth. Oceans, rivers, rocks, and minerals, soil and sand. They're all examples of the beautiful details in His creation. So I want you to reflect on how, as you're studying for your test on Thursday, I want you to think about, where are water in the land found? Where is the water on the earth? That's for lesson 1. Some vocabulary words that you'll learn is the word ocean, continent, trench, glacier, river system, groundwater, geyser. We're going to learn about the oceans. We learned about salt water, those things that cover the things that are in the water, what covers the earth, how much land the earth has. Many of this in this chapter first lesson is, where is it found? Where is this earth found? So as you do your review, I want you to answer those questions in lesson 1 today. I want you to look at that review that we're doing, just so you can remember and review for your exam. I want you to go ahead and read the lesson 1 only again, so just you can refresh your memory and study the pictures, in lesson 1 as well. I'll take pictures of each lesson, of each page in your lesson and your chapter, so you can go ahead and read it for today, Monday. So that's what I want you to study. Go over that for connection. It talks about continents. It talks about where water is located, and how the water and the earth, the land and the earth all are the surface, the surface of the earth. So I want you to focus on all that and study for your exam, and do this activity today, lesson 1, only lesson 1 for today. If you already have it at home because you took it to study, great. So all you have to do is fill it in and send it to me. So this is what I want you to do today for science, and review and study for this upcoming test that we're having. So Thank you so much for connecting with science and for all the other lessons. You are doing fantastic job at home, parents. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to celebrate and announce the winners on Friday. The boys or the girls, do your work. Bye.